Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody is doing well out there. We're getting towards the end of the week. Maybe you got big weekend plans. Try to get out there and do something fun. Here in North America, we're changing times. What do? We fall back. So it's going to get dark earlier here, which doesn't really mean anything to me. I've always been the oddball on that. I actually like it getting dark earlier. I'm usually ready to have my dinner, start winding down. I don't need none of that daylight savings time. But anyhow, I'm here today to talk to you about what I consider 5 tips for sticking to a raw food diet. I do videos every day, so I'd really appreciate it if you're not already, if you'd hit that subscribe button so you can come back and watch more of my videos. And when you hit the subscribe button, click on that little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, I'm trying to do the last few days. I'm kind of trying to rack my brain and just go back and do some basic stuff because, like I say, you know, I did a video, was it yesterday, the day before or something, talking about, you know, how those holidays are coming around. So maybe people need all the tricks and help and tips and whatever they can, you know, to stick it out and try to do different this holiday season and not, you know, just put garbage in your mouth just because it's a holiday or it's a special occasion. Isn't that a little perverse when we really think about it? That we celebrate by putting bad substances into our body, be it the food or the alcohol like I used to do. But every time there's a special event, humans, we just seem to think, what bad things can I put into my body to celebrate something that I consider good? So anyhow, the first tip is to plan ahead. Always be thinking ahead. If you don't plan ahead, if you try to just do this thing on the fly or as you go in the beginning, I will almost guarantee you're going to fail. You know, people, I see it all the time, and I've even seen my evolution with that over 5.5 years of where, you know, of not planning ahead. Now it's not a complete disaster if I kind of get caught because I can, you know, I'm not so drawn to bad food. You know, I've kind of worked through a lot of the cravings and what have you, and my body just doesn't desire anything really but good stuff anymore. But I do remember, you know, back in the day when if I hadn't planned, you know, if I'd let myself get short on food, or if I'm out and about without food, or if I'm going to somewhere where, you know, I'm going to miss a meal or I'm going to need to eat out, whatever it is, I found out if I didn't plan ahead, you know, that could cause big trouble. But definitely thinking ahead, thinking about your circumstances, what your circumstances are going to be later today, later this week, whatever, will definitely head off a lot of problems for you, in my opinion. Number 2, and some people will argue with this, and I don't necessarily disagree with them in general, but we're talking about for people that are kind of new to this lifestyle or that are not solid on this lifestyle yet. And that number 2, my second piece of advice would be, don't get hungry. Don't let yourself get hungry. Now, you'll read a lot of stuff out there, and like I say, I mostly agree with that. That, you know, as we're retraining our body for healthier habits, what we're really supposed to eat, that we should get in tune with letting our body tell us when we're truly hungry. But in the beginning, you're just getting started. You're trying to figure this out. You're making a major shift. You know, I don't know, you know, how slow you transitioned, or if you went from, you know, sad to vegetarian to vegan, or how long the process is. But for some, they're just going from sad to a very high raw vegan lifestyle. And, you know, that can be, it's almost like not planning ahead. That is just getting hungry when you're new to this lifestyle is just so dangerous, because the second you get hungry and you're not used to eating like this, and maybe you haven't gotten all the bad food out of your system, and your body still craves for that, the second you get hungry and you don't take care of that hunger, well, that would kind of be to be. If you don't let yourself get hungry, but if you do get hungry, eat something good immediately. Because the longer you go The brain, when it starts getting hungry and it has time to play around there, it doesn't start, once it gets hungry and agitated, it doesn't think about good stuff. It doesn't think about fruit. It doesn't think about fresh vegetables. It thinks about all the bad stuff you used to eat. Or it thinks about things that are just for pleasure, just for comfort. It wants fat. It wants processed. It wants sugar. So, you know, in the beginning, I just say don't let yourself get hungry. You get out ahead of that hunger. You could almost stumble through a day being raw vegan, eating a raw food diet. You could almost stumble through with no effort if you just bombarded yourself with plenty of food throughout the day. For instance, okay, let's just say I'm not doing it because of that, but I got up this morning and I did a few things, and then I made a green smoothie for breakfast. Okay, now you've seen my green smoothies probably if you follow. Well, I've done them here and I do them on social media. My green smoothies have, you know, like 8 or 9 bananas in there. I think this one this morning probably had 9 with some kale, no, spinach today. It had some hemp seeds, some chia seeds. So, you know, right there, we're looking at getting close to 900,000 calories I'm banging right there. So that's a lot, you know, for a lot of people. They're going to be, and you might be saying, well, I couldn't eat that amount of bananas. I'm new. I understand. But just whatever you can, don't let yourself get hungry. Okay, now if I do that, okay, boom. Eat something for lunch. Do another major, you know, do another big feeding around 12 o'clock or so is what I would do if in my circumstance right here. Now I eat something else around 12, 1 o'clock. That's another, you know, big calorie dense meal, you know, 600, 700, 800 calories, maybe at least 800 calories, maybe 900. Then boom, you know, not even thinking about food. And then I go to my last meal of the day, whatever that's going to be, whether it's going to be, I think today I'm actually going to have an ice cream for dinner. Don't feel like preparing food, but you just keep doing it. You just keep eating those big amounts like that. Now, once again, when you figure this whole thing out, then you can kind of get in tune with your hunger and try to, like, you know, retrain your body to eating when it's truly hungry. Another thing that kind of fits in with both of those is always have bananas handy. Now I know right now I know somebody's got their little fingers ready to type away. You're going to tell me you're one of the non-banana people. You don't like bananas, you're allergic to bananas, or bananas aren't good on your body. Okay, I'm a gambler. I'm talking statistics and odds here. So I'm talking to the huge, vast majority of people doing this lifestyle that do make bananas a part of it. There's always a way to do tips and tricks. I'm not the best one to tell you how to do it if you don't eat bananas, because bananas are such a heavy part of my lifestyle. But not to be discouraging either, you can do it. But go find somebody. Go find somebody. Go find a raw vegan, a raw foodist that is doing it successfully and also doesn't eat bananas or doesn't use bananas a whole lot. That's all I'm saying. But for most people, that's the easiest. And you know, more or less, you know, bigger ones have more calories, smaller ones less. But I'm just always calculating about 100 calories a banana. So if you've got those bananas around, you get hungry, or number one, you don't let yourself get hungry. But if you do get hungry, you just start eating those bananas. You eat 3 or 4 or 5 bananas, boom. Crisis averted right there, just because you've got the simple, easy bananas around. If you're going out, take them with you. If you're going, hey, you know, people do all these little things and they got their little containers and whatever, but anytime I've ever really had been in a situation where I need to carry food with me, I just keep it basic. I carry some bananas. I'll carry 5 or 6, 7 bananas, just kind of almost as an emergency rations, you know. And yeah, as soon as you get that craving, appetite, whatever, just start eating those bananas. Eat those bananas until you're not hungry anymore. Like I say, this is 101. This is the beginning. This is survival. This is kind of just getting adjusted to this lifestyle. The next one, I guess number 4, and these aren't in any particular order, is recipes. But you don't have to have a whole database full of recipes. I love the people out there that ask for the recipe on every piece of food they see. Now, I'm wondering how many people out there really actually have legitimate 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 recipes that they make, that they actually make and use. I mean, there's a lot of, oh, that's a good looking recipe, I'm going to make that sometime. Probably not. get yourself a base of, you know, it depends on, I know some people that can't be repetitive at all when it comes to eating. They almost have to eat something different every night for 2 weeks or so. But for most people, I really think 5 to 7 to 8. Now, I mean, you know, you might need a couple of special ones, but like even 5 to 7 recipes that you really like can keep you on this lifestyle. I mean, I can think of, just off the top of my head, I've got some of my favorites. I've got Melissa's Pad Thai. Okay, her chili is a little bit more labor intensive, not much. I've got a couple of dishes of mine that with the mushrooms and marinara sauce and just different things. But if you can get those 5, 7, 8 recipes that you really like, that you really enjoy, it becomes less about cooked versus raw. In the end, tell me if you agree with this or not. Food is about how we enjoy it, how it tastes. I mean, I don't think psychologically, if you're, and tell me this too, am I wrong? I'm just speculating here, but if your taste buds are truly satisfied, is the heat of it that big of a factor? In other words, if I can give you a tasty enough raw dish that you really like this raw dish, would you prefer to have, say, kind of a so-so cooked dish just because you need the cooked food? I don't think so. I think most people would choose the raw. So get things that you really enjoy and learn how to fix them. And the last one that I will talk about is support. However you've got to do it, whether you go to Facebook groups or whatever. One thing that I actually always recommend on this, instead of just being in a big sea of people and putting questions out there and, oh, I'm struggling, say you post something in one of your groups that's got 25,000 people in there. That's just, that's just catch as catch can. That's just kind of the Wild West. You're getting this person here. You get the crazy over here giving you some just whack advice. You get 10 different versions of this. Get yourself just a support partner. Find somebody else. Even if you're in some of the groups, grab somebody you resonate with. Somebody maybe that you talk with in Messenger, online a lot. And be each other's support. You can talk about these things. You can share recipes. You can share your struggles. It just always, anything we're doing, it always helps when we have somebody that can kind of relate to where we are, the particular situation that we're in. But that's all that is. I mean, that's all I really try to do. I don't try to get too deep into things. I just like to throw out, I'm just always trying to think of just little simple tips and tricks that can make this lifestyle easier and more fun and just less heavy and so intense about the, But anyhow, I hope this one helped. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I think I've got my camera turned the other way. I'm kind of a little self-conscious here. I think my eyes are going to be a little weird in this one because I forget to look exactly, because normally the screen is facing me. But anyhow, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.